So I'll be kicking things off with a track review, and in this case I will once again be covering the latest offering from Flowers for Juno. This will be their new single, Just Like Honey. Now Flowers for Juno is a gothic rock / metal band hailing from Newcastle upon Tyne, and I say once again because back in March I covered their Without Love single, which was a follow-up to their debut EP, Be My Bloody Valentine, both of which I've done written reviews of, and I'll put the links below in the description to this video. Now I say new because Just Like Honey is a cover of the 1985 single from Scottish alt-rock / noise pop / shoegaze band The Jesus and Mary Chain, off their critically acclaimed debut record Psycho Candy. And thanks to its inclusion in TV shows like Glow and American Horror Story Hotel, and movies like Lost in Translation and Zack and Miri Make a Porno, the latter of which is hilarious in retrospect since this song is widely considered to be an oral sex anthem, the original version continues to leave an indelible impact on listeners to this day. Personally, I don't remember hearing the song on radio or in a film, but I did see American Horror Story Hotel and Lost in Translation, but that was ages ago. But when I checked out the official music video in preparation for this review, in which I found myself oddly enthralled by the unkempt hair of singer/songwriters Jim and William Reed, I completely understood why Flowers for Juno sought to remake it. It's clear that the Jesus and Mary Chain was one of the primary influences behind Flowers for Juno's sound, particularly the feedback-laddered instrumentation, retro pop influenced lyrics, and spacey vocals from Jim Reed, all of which are present on the original Just Like Honey. Going into this track, I was expecting Flowers for Juno to do an unsettling and slightly sardonic version of the original song, similar to their truly memorable take on Elvis Presley's Can't Help Falling in Love off their Be My Bloody Valentine EP. But instead, lead vocalist Benjo James, who handles vocals and instrumentation on this track, delivers a mostly faithful cover with some significant tweaks added to give this version a distinctly unique character. The song opens with Vinyl Crackle, followed by this Pink Floyd Empty Spaces-like moment where we hear a recorded message played backwards. Afterwards, we hear the now iconic drum riff, which opens and closes this cover, and primary guitar chords, followed by a similarly moody rendition of Jim Reed's opening verse by Benjo. However, in the last two bars, it's good, so good, it's so good, so good, Flowers for Juno tweaks the second half of each bar, the former in this retro 80s synth-pop manner, and the latter by drowning it in the mix and assumedly backmasking it, similar to the vocal snippet at the beginning. The bridge from the original version is reworked completely. Here we get a combination of the altered final bar from the original second verse and the shortened bars from the original bridge. The vocals on this new bridge are mixed to the point of oral incoherence, but the melodies of the bars are audible enough, so if you're already familiar with the lyrics, you'll know what's being said. Even the original's final verse, a solitary bar, is slightly altered to resonate lyrically with the new second verse and new bridge. But the most significant, and dare I say ballsy, change comes in the flat-out exclusion of the chorus. Over the final section of this song, Benjo delivers this interlude to who I assume is the girl whose honey he desires, but his vocals are mixed so low, purposefully I know, it's near impossible to understand what's being said. Now this might be a letdown to some diehard fans of the original song, but if you're already familiar with Flowers for Juno's goth-based sound and style, this moment feels like the symbolic injection of something toxic and venomous into the song itself, giving the honey in question a darker connotation. To put it bluntly, if you think this version of Just Like Honey is also about oral sex, think again. Additionally, this single also includes the B-side, which is exactly what it sounds and looks like. The entire song played backwards. And while there isn't really much to critique about a song played in reverse, there's something fascinating in hearing the beat itself played in reverse. The greatest example, in my honest opinion, being Beastie Boys' 1986 trunk rattling masterpiece, Paul Revere. And in true Flowers for Juno fashion, the reversed opening vocal snippet from the A side, which now bookends this track, is still indiscernible even though it's played forwards. As a whole, Flowers for Juno's Just Like Honey works as a genuinely heartfelt and boldly experimental cover of a classic 80s song from a beloved rock band. While their previous single Without Love was essentially an extension of Be My Bloody Valentine, this new release feels like the lead up to what I believe will be the band's upcoming project, whether it be another EP or full-length album. Time will tell what that project will entail, and I suspect the answer will be revealed by Valentine's Day 2025. But until then, the sinister sweetness of Just Like Honey will have to hold us over. And that's my review of Just Like Honey from Flowers for Juno. So in addition to links where you could hear the song for yourself, I've also provided the link to my Fiverr gig in the video description, where if you're interested in having your music reviewed, whether it be a single or an album or an EP, you could check that out. And if you check the song out, feel free to let me know in the comment section what your thoughts were on it. Do you think it's as great as the original or better or whatever? Just feel free to let me know. And yeah, that's pretty much about it.